Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a quick look at the Osprey Simplex pack. This is actually a reissue as part of their heritage collection. I'm filming this in 2022. This pack was originally made in the 90s, or at least as far as I can tell from around 1990-ish, 91 maybe. I actually owned one of these that was from, I want to say 92, 93 time period. And it was red as well. This is a little bit of a darker red. They call it Bazan red. My original one was more of a bright red, more like this. But basically the same pack. So they've basically, with the Heritage Collection, Osprey has gone back and basically rebuilt, I'm assuming off all the original, blueprints, designs, some of their classic packs from that era. So the Simplex was really a kind of a day pack. It had some really cool features, but really, kind of designed for a short load or short duration, small load. I'll read from the catalog I have. This is the 1992 catalog. You can kind of see here. So I'll just read here's the page for the Simplex. It looks a little different in the pictures. Simple yet complex, the Simplex exhibits all of the contouring and tailoring found in the Zephyr, as well as our larger internal frame packs. The back panel is anatomically tailored so that when the pack is loaded, it will conform to the shape of your back. Your back is ventilated and buffered by a ballistic mesh covered layer of porous foam and a frame sheet of HDPE plastic. The die-cut recurve harness guarantees a snug, comfortable wrap over the shoulders. A front pocket features a long vertical number 9 zip, and they're YKK zippers, by the way, and quick internal access from the top. D-rings on the front allow you to add an accessory pocket. No D-rings here. They would have gone in these loops. I'll talk about the Speed D or D-ring system in a moment. The Simplex also doubles as a summit pack. It will attach and compress to the Speed Ds on most of our large packs. So again, the concept there is you attach this through the Speed D system to a larger pack, you hike in, you set up your base camp, and then you detach this pack for going out on day hikes, summit, heading to the summit, heading down to the river, whatever. Throw some water, a jacket, some food, your sort of basic necessities for the day, and then you take this pack, you can leave your main pack back at camp instead of having to break all that down. So that's kind of the thought there. Going back to the catalog information, according to Osprey, so at the time, back in the 90s, they offered this in 3 sizes. There was a small, medium, and large, and those were sized they weren't adjustable beyond the adjustment you get out of the straps, but the harness is based on the pack size and the size of the harness and all that. So the small was for folks 5'6" and under, medium was for folks 5'6" to 5'10", and then a large for folks 5'10" and up. Volume for the large was 1850 cubic inches, medium was 1700 cubic inches, and the small was 1550. This, as far as I can tell, so that when they re-released them in the Heritage Collection, they didn't have 3 different sizes. In fact, they don't list any of the size information. Now they, based on my observations and compared to my Simplex that I had back in the day, I think this is a medium in terms of the size of the pack and the harness and the way it fits on my body. As you can see, the labels are still on it because I just got this. I was kind of deciding if I wanted to keep it or not, and I am going to keep it. Kind of brought back some memories. I really liked that pack back in the day. I'm going to take some of this extra stuff off. So we're going to do a quick overview of the pack, and kind of show you some of the external interior features. And I don't see a whole lot of this stuff out on the internet or on YouTube, so thought I'd give Osprey some love for some of their vintage stuff, and kind of doing a whole series of videos on some of their Osprey vintage items. So starting with the front here, you'll notice I have this panel. This is actually not part of the pack, so I'm going to take it off just so you can see better. This is actually an older item. It's their shove it or shovel slot that attached to their older packs using the Speed D system, and we'll talk about that in a second. And this was intended as like a compression panel, or you could stick a snow shovel in it or whatever. It's padded here, so you could stick your shovel right in there, and then the shovel handle will come up here, and then you'd lash it here to this daisy chain to keep your shovel in place or whatever you wanted to put in there. So I'm going to take that off. I have it because I have a bunch of Osprey vintage packs and accessories, so I thought I'd put it on here. Now, unfortunately, there are no D-rings here. There are the loops, the lash tabs, but there's no D-ring in here, so I can't use the Speed D system to mount it. I'll talk about that in a second. They do, however, because of all the tabs here, you can run, and I've seen pictures of it, you can run like shock cord through this and then have a mesh here that you could use to, stuff a jacket in or some wet shoes or something like that. So that could also serve that purpose. But as you can see, really simple design, really kind of elegant design in my opinion. It's not sort of your standard square shaped pack. It's a little bit organic. You've got a daisy chain here. There is a lash tab. I took it off, but that goes in here. It's a pretty clever little lash tab that has a compression, and you can, or ladder lock, and you can, again, put that shovel handle or ice axe handle or whatever up here, and it'll hold it. So the idea is, let me undo this. By the way, this is the waist belt. I don't use it on this pack. It's not big enough where I'm going to be carrying that much weight where I need load carriage, and I'm too old to be running around with it, so I don't need the stability, so I don't really use it. You got one lash tab here. And you would essentially take your tool, stick it in here, flip it over, and then your handle would face up this way, and then you'd lash the handle here, and it would keep it in place. So pretty cool system. The materials on the outside here, this is all 500D, and it's Robic. Wait, no, not Robic, that's Dana. What is it? It's like recycled though. I know it's recycled nylon, but it is considered, maybe it is Robic. Anyway, it is considered 500D Cordura or equivalent, and this is 1000 on the bottom for durability, abrasion resistance, etc. You can throw the pack around, slide on it, whatever. As far as I can tell, it's the same thing as in my pack from the 90s, which was 500D, 1000D. Super durable, bomb-proof. Again, that was kind of how Osprey's designs were at the time. No compression straps on it, but I added my own here. All right, so again, using some of these, repair buckles so that I can have compression straps. And at the top here, you've got a carry handle, and you've got a dual zip. Oh, well, let's start on this side. You got a single vertical zip. Again, it's all YKK hardware. All right, so you can get in there. But the lining is light colored, so you can see what you've got in the pack when you're digging around in there. And then at the top here, the dual zips to get inside. I have a little pillow in here, so I'll take that out just to give it some shape. You can just rip this open. So obviously it is a panel loading design. Got a key hook here. That slides in here into this pocket. This is actually the same pocket as the external. So you can either access this pocket from inside the bag up here on top, or outside the bag using this vertical zip. It's the same pocket. In here, you can see you've got a padded laptop sleeve, fit up to it says a 16-inch laptop. I've got a 15-incher that fits in here very, very comfortably. And you've got a little tiny quick release buckle here, which is for hanging a water bladder. So this can be either a laptop sleeve or a water bladder holder, but obviously not both. One nice thing about Osprey I really like is even the interior seams are all sealed, taped and sealed. Now back in the day, it was all mil-spec stuff. Looking at this, the quality of these materials, I don't know if it's quite that way anymore. You know, even some of this material here in the old days, it was all mil-spec webbing. This feels pretty tough. I think this is still all mil-spec stuff, but some of these other items might not quite be. I'm not sure, but if not, it's close enough for, you know, for my use. So again, all the internal seams are taped and sealed, which is nice. Oh, forgot you got some storm flaps for all the zippers. Sort of this light colored fabric so that you can, again, have easy visibility into your pack. Now, one of the reasons why I bought the Heritage pack again, since I had the old one, got rid of it, you know, after many years of use. So it's like, well, why do I want to rebuy a pack I had? Well, this is new. In the old pack, it was just an open sack in here, just a hole, basically. And if I wanted to use a water bladder, it just had to be hanging around loose in there. And I had to really compress it or pack it with a bunch of stuff to keep the water bladder in place. Or if I want to use a water bottle, well, there's no water bottle pockets on the outside, and there still aren't. But this is there, and this is new on the Heritage collection. They've kind of modernized them a little bit. So now I can use it with a water bladder, and so that's kind of what sort of brought it back to into my sort of, you know, attention that, hey, maybe I should look at this pack again, especially since they're making it again. I love the pack in all other ways, aside from the fact that I couldn't put water anywhere. It's got, these are sleeves here, so this is actually where you would route your water, your hose, your drinking hose. It goes all the way through, and you got it on both sides, so you can route it to either shoulder, whatever your preference is. And then again, you've got this quick release little loop here to hang the bladder. So, so again, that feature alone really kind of made it worth it to me to relook at this pack. Plus, again, I could get another one. This is one of my favorite packs of all time. I could get one in brand new condition for you know, relatively. I got it on sale. It was a good price, and have that, which is really the only thing that was missing on the old pack. So that's it. Let me talk about the Speed D system just really quickly. So back in the old days, I'm going to bring, and actually even a lot of modern Osprey packs have this as well. You had, this is an old pack from 1992. This is an Osprey Highlander. You had these D-rings mounted on packs. So you got 4 of them, right? What you could do is you could take different accessories and attach them. So here's that shove-it slot from before. The way it works is you just slide this tri-glide up and into here, boom. Do this one, and basically you do that on all 4 sides, and you're good to go. And it's solid, it's relatively quick, not quite as quick as a quick release buckle, but a lot lighter, a lot more streamlined, a lot less hardware you have to worry about, a lot less strap jumble you have to worry about. Nice thing is these are the compression system for the pack. So as you compress this pack and tighten it, tightens the whole thing. This then acts as sort of like a big compression panel. So again, and then when you want to go, you can go. Take it off. They had other types of attachments. This is a fanny pack or butt pack that would attach. Really nice one. Here's a day pack, their detachable day pack. Also attaches on there. And the Simplex, back in the day, also could attach onto a larger pack like that. But, and I say but, with the Heritage collection, the tabs are still there, but there's no tri-glides. So they're just empty tabs for you to, like in my case, I've hooked up some compression straps to them. So the new Heritage release version of the Simplex won't actually connect to the Speed D system, except that I've taken some of these strap keepers and put them in here, and that actually does allow me to slip them into the D-ring And it's relatively secure. It's not as secure as a full Tri-Glide, but it works. So the reason I have that is, and the second reason I bought this pack again is I needed a good pack for traveling. This bag, has a nice small outer pocket, so I can get to things like that I need immediately on a plane, like my AirPods, my phone, whatever. I can stuff my jacket, other things in there, water bladder for water, or water bottles. I can just stuff them in there. And it's really comfortable, and it's also small enough to fit on the floor in front of me. So we tend to travel and don't like to check luggage. So when I've got my carry-on in the overhead bin, this is my personal item. I can then, stuff that under the seat in front of me. And that's really the intent. That was really why I wanted to look at this pack again, especially once they re-released it with the pocket here. So that is it. That is the Osprey Simplex. One other thing I'll note, and this is not, again, this is sort of a review, so I'll just note it. If you look at the label here, that is the old school, it's a reasonable facsimile of the old school label, the Osprey logo, since 1974, right? That's when they were founded. Now, contrast that with this one, which was actually made back in the day. And you notice it says Dolores, Colorado, USA. So there's a slight difference there. Because back in this era, Osprey built all their packs in Colorado, in the United States. In the modern era, they now offshore all of their packs, I believe, to Vietnam. So all of the packs are made out there. Now, again, that's not necessarily a ding on it. Offshore makes great products. We know a lot of the Mystery Ranch stuff is made offshore. Most of the pack manufacturers are making a lot of their stuff offshore. And so not a big deal, just something to be aware of. And it is reflected in the label here, which is interesting. I think there's a label inside that says made in Vietnam as well. Again, just something to be aware of, not a big deal. The quality is still fantastic. It's just as good from what I can tell as any of my made in USA packs. One other thing, just while we're here, look at the seam sealing here, the binding. See if I can get it in focus there. See, it's double stitched. And Osprey has done that ever since I've been around and I've been aware of Osprey. Again, that's just sort of a nice touch. A lot of modern packs I see, even some of the Mystery Ranch stuff, it's single stitch there. It's just nice. It's a nice touch. It's a nice sort of durability item, in my opinion. It's probably not needed. Maybe it's probably overkill, but I like those kinds of details, sort of that attention to detail. And it's one reason why I've always been a fan of Osprey. When I bought my first real backpacking pack back in the 90s, I looked at a lot of different manufacturers, Dana Design, Mountain Smith, Gregory, etc. And Osprey was the one after shouldering a whole bunch of packs with weight in them and going to different stores and everything. It was the one that fit me the best, that was the most comfortable, and then again had some of these sort of attention to detail items. Probably my second choice would have been a Dana, but in addition to the build quality, Osprey had a lot of design features, like they were one of the first to do this sort of S recurve harness shape. So they didn't have gobs of padding. You can see this is fairly thin, but it was super comfortable because of the way it was shaped anatomically, the way, the materials they used, etc. So really a lot of thought is put into these designs, or was put into these designs at the time, and today even more so. Their modern packs are, you talk about bells and whistles, they are amazing. So, you can't go wrong with an Osprey, whether it's made onshore or offshore, it doesn't really matter. Again, that's just sort of a note for folks who care about that kind of thing. But any pack from Osprey is going to be great, and it's going to be covered by that almighty guarantee. So I think that's about it. I think I've covered everything. So again, they have a couple other packs in their Heritage collection. If you have a chance, take a look. Again, they had some really great designs. I'm a bit older, so I might be maybe nostalgic or sentimental, but I really liked the stuff they built back then, and it's really cool that they've acknowledged sort of that. I don't know, I must not be the only one, because they created this whole line of packs, you know, their Heritage line. So I think that's about it. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your time, and we'll catch you in the next one.